Morning YouTube. I'm not sure what I'm going to paint at the moment. I've got an idea. I want to carry on with the theme of sort of profound simplicity. Simple things can say more than highly detailed things, because with simplicity you have to find other ways to interest the viewer, not least yourself, and we call that atmosphere. Recession, atmospheric recession. Mystery, leaving out things, giving a viewer something to imagine rather than put it all in. Here's my palettes. I've got cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna. I've got some Hooker's green there, but I probably won't use it. These are all Cotsman Winsor & Newton colours, student quality. And because they're kept moist overnight in a stay wet palette, they're workable at the moment without scrubbing. The 21mm tubes of Cotsman are quite large, but because I'm stingy with my paint and I don't like throwing it away, I get a small screwdriver with a round shaft, and I press down and squeeze all the paint up into the top so that I get every last bit. This is burnt umber, and I'm going to put some out there because I'm resolved to use more burnt umber. So let's just give that a good squeeze. That'll do. And then put the lid on, and then squeeze right the way up to the end with your fingernails, and yeah, so every bit comes out of that tube. Right, okay, so that will go for next time. The paper is £90 rough paper. Very good, and I've got this lovely 30mm, just over an inch, hake, which I've got another one on order. A bit of a loose hair there. Right, okay, so we can do a lot with that, a lot of straight edges and so on. So, but what I'm going to do is wet the paper all over. I haven't given up on the large hake. This is a Ron Ranson hake, by the way. They have changed over the years, they've improved. Well, they were good enough originally, because it was so revolutionary for watercolour painters anyway. I think they've been around a long time, probably for varnish brushes for fine surface. But then Ron Ranson discovered them and developed his big brush technique, which we've been following to this day. Now I'm going to try to put in a big mass of cloud rather than hit and miss. I know that it's quite effective, but just stretching, because it's a lightweight paper, you stretch it as you go and then it'll stay lovely and flat. So I'm going to mix up on the palette quite a bit of colour. And I want a bit of raw sienna, just to give a bit of a blush to the. Oh, that's really sloppy, wet and moist. Let's do something with a low horizon, a Norfolk type of scene. They're very good in the UK because they're quite fertile. They're not desert, East Anglian deserts. They're quite flat, but very, very arable. Great farmland, the fens. Right, let's use a bit of blue and a bit of that fresh umber. That would be our cloud. So I'll just get that in there. A bit more blue in there. Plenty of water. And we'll go right away across that. We get a bit of shadow. I'm going to blot this out in a minute because I don't want too much of it. Ooh. So there's plenty of water. This all dries lighter when you put it on. We can put a little bit of blue in there. as well. Then I'll clean the palette off. The original tray was a much bigger one than this. No, I don't think we'll bother. I think we'll leave that. Get a bit of tissue and just clean off the moisture off this palette, and then start again. Ah, gosh. What did we say? Oh, drat. Blast. Okay. Messy business with tube paint straight out of the tube. And it's very infuriating having a big roll of tissue paper, which is quite cheap, where the serrations don't quite work. So it goes halfway through and then tears. And this is toilet paper doing the same. Right, okay, there, back we are now. Right, just a brush. I might give that a bit of a dry, but I'll reclip the paper because that has expanded a bit. Just keep doing it as often as you need. Right, okay, so mute your sound because I'm going to use the hairdryer. Okay, that's just about sort of dry. Let's try just letting a little bit of light out of that. But I'll use my dry hake to do that. I'm not sure whether it will work, but saves using a bit of cloth just to dry and soften. Just some little bits. Tissue paper tends to look a bit obvious. It's this sort of leaden sky. That should soften, blend. Just a bit of a cloud going across in front of that big one there. As I say, the problem with this is just doing too much of it. Okay, we've almost gone back to the white paper there now. Okay, that'll do. Right, let's work out a background. Okay, so I want quite a bit of blue, a bit of red. Oh, I've got burnt up with everything now. Alright, okay, let's start again. Right, bit of blue, bit of red. More blue than red. Oh, we'll just bank of trees in the distance. I'm going to silhouette some buildings on this. I've done several like it. Alan Owen gave me the idea of it, although you've got Ted Wesson and Edward Seago were doing it, so nothing new there. We'll have that going more distant there. My head's not getting in the way. Oh, this is a fantastic brush. And paper. So we've got the flat sort of landscape. Right, while that's sort of drying off, down there a little bit, we'll put in a bit of a wash of burnt sienna. Got the odd hair roaming around in my palette at the moment. Right. Nice bit of dry brush, bit of umber to that, bit of Payne's grey I think, just to give that cloud shadow, leave plenty of sparkle. This is the advantage of painting in rough paper. It's quite porous. So we'll have a bit of green now, a bit of that blue, a bit of that cadmium yellow. So we've got a lot going on there now. We'll have some warm, there's a bit of red in there. Okay, still not convinced about my lifting out there. Got my cup of tea. I must have done over 1,600 videos on YouTube, but some of those are on Patreon. Probably got about 60 of those, which are exclusive to Patreon. You'd have to pay about £3, $4 to watch all of them for a month, so it's quite inexpensive. It would be nice if some of you could support my channel. Okay, let's just dry that off. Mute your sound. Okay, and then we're coming with some warmer. So let's try the bit of blue, bit of burnt umber, bit of blue, quite thick, and a bit of that cadmium yellow, bit of Payne's grey. I'm going to use the 8 for that. I'm going to use my number 5 rigger. Get in some, I need it wetter than that. See how rough it is, can't you? Or how rough I am. I think I prefer burnt sienna and blue and perhaps a touch of yellow for some of this. Be careful the paint doesn't flick. Okay, so put our buildings in there. Let's run down there. Try to make your trees with pleasant sort of shapes to them. Okay, that little dry lighter, got quite a few flicks on there. I'll use the flat brush for buildings, but I want the silhouette. I might even put a windmill there, I'm not sure. This is a sable rigger. Okay, so that's me. A little bit of Norfolk hedgerow and stuff. Right, flat. So a bit of blue, a bit of Payne's grey. One was quite cool colour. Right. I've got any windmills around here to copy. I think you get a lot of in Norfolk are windmills and churches. I'm going to put the sailing on a bit later because that is going to detract. It's a bit damp and I might whack it and get angry. So let's just put in a bit of a roof in there. So there we are. We'll put our church in. Why not? I like the silhouette painting. They have buttresses because they're very old and they would fall down. Were it not for thicker walls. That straight up there. Oops, careful, Dave. Oh, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to muck it up if I do any more. So there's our silhouette. And now we're going to work on this foreground. So back to the hake. So just a clump. I'm not going to do much in the foreground. I'm just going to have one paint. I might put some fields, but let's just get a hedgerow in to start with. So a bit of sienna, burnt sienna that is, a bit of blue. If the hake splits, just touch it in the water and bring it back together again. A bit of yellow in there. Sort of hedgerow going across. A bit warm. A bit of Queen's grey in there, and a bit of sienna. Right, it's all come back together again. Don't need much more than that, really. It's a bit of warm. Okay, so we'll put some sort of a ploughy sort of field here. Plough for winter harvest, winter wheat. Try a bit of dry brush in there. Okay. Well, we might put a couple of little figures in there just to add to the fun. I'll use my paint box and a small brush and drink my tea. So as the more we practice, the more we learn and try different things. I would advise you that if you're a really beginner, not to be too ambitious. It does take quite a bit of practice. We'll put some figures in there. I think I might even use a bit of white. But we're going to use white against the background. I'm just going to dry that, so headphones off. Right, okay, a bit of burnt umber. No, burnt umber. There it is. That one there. So just for a head or two. Couple of figures. One with a bit of red. There's a bit of blue. Right. Bit of Payne's grey. Let's finish off. Probably didn't need those, but they're in anyway. Okay, now a bit of white gouache. Couple of little things walking along there. They're too big, aren't they? Okay, well, we've done what we're going to do with that. Just go back, just paint that out. easily done. Right, let's a couple of birds. Right, ploughed and scattered. Okay, let's put a signature on it. Right, there's no detail there other than the silhouette. The trees, there's no detail in the trees. So we'll put that in the mount. Slurp, slurp. The low horizon has impact. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Who knows what we'll do next. Let's just get that horizon a bit more horizoned. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.